Good afternoon and welcome back to live streaming coverage of the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard. My name's Jerry Gertz of curlingzone.com, and I'd really like to welcome two girls in a game to the show this evening. We've got Lori Eddy and Mary Chilvers joining us. Great to have the two of you here.
Thanks, Jerry. Good to be here.
Great to be here. I haven't worn makeup in months, so this is exciting.
Yeah, it's certainly been interesting times, hasn't it?
Yeah, you know, Jerry, I was thinking the last time I was in the same room with you, we were sitting side by side on the media bench at the Briar.
Yeah, that feels like a decade ago.
It does. You know, things have changed so much for us, but we're excited that you are doing this screening for the Stu Sells, and we're thrilled that you asked us to come on.
So looking forward to this game. We did have a couple little switches to the draw as we had a team drop out on Friday. Thea Coburn is taking on Jennifer Jones here. Exciting matchup for this young team just out of juniors. 2019 Ontario Junior Champions, 3 of the 4 took down that title.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. I watched your stream this morning, and Team Coburn really put on a performance against Sutherland, and they've played on this sheet already, and with the same rocks, so I think they're going to feel pretty comfortable out there.
Yeah, you know, earlier today they played a team where Sutherland, I would say both teams are pretty equally matched, but unfortunate for Sutherland, she got off to a bad start and gave Coburn 7 points in 2 ends. So it was a pretty nice little game for Coburn, not too much pressure, but I'm sure she's not going to have the same situation tonight against Jennifer Jones.
Yeah, of course, Sierra Sutherland was the 2020 Ontario Junior Champion, so that was an interesting matchup between the last 2 Ontario Junior Women's Champions. Yeah, I think Sutherland forgot her draw weight in last season. By about the 4th, 5th end, she started to find it, made a couple really nice shots. So I hope that sets her up for the rest of the weekend as you get ready. Obviously, that first tournament for them, you know, sometimes it takes a couple games to get the feel again.
Jerry, how did you get Team Coburn at the last minute?
No, Team Coburn was always in. It was just a matter of flipping around the draw from a 8-team to a 7-team event.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So just getting creative with the draw times, looking at the matrix and figuring out where this fits and that fits. With a 4-game guarantee, you can just take 4 rounds out of a 7-team full round robin, and then you've got 4 teams that would have had buys in there, and you actually put them against each other. There's your 4 games.
Okay, so Team Jones has the hammer here. They're throwing red rocks. Well, I think that's the key to this season, Jerry, is being adaptable and being fluid with what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's one of the other things that we're doing with these events. There is no financial penalty. Most of the time when teams register for an event, you have to make your commitment 2 weeks, sometimes a month ahead of time, and then you commit to paying your entry fee at that time. In this situation, we don't want to put any pressure on teams, having to think they have to hold out for their financial investment. And so, like, even with the team that ended up dropping on Friday, they were free and clear, no issues. We just sort of put this together with what we get.
Oh, Team Jones gets a fortunate little rub there. Still a little bit heavy.
Yeah, Team Jones has a couple of rocks in the house right off the bat here in the first end. So not what you really want to do against a team like that. So Coburn's got to be careful here. I find that these teams that they need to learn more. You got to keep the game close, especially at the beginning. Don't let these elite teams that are more experienced, run away with the game right off the bat. Try to keep it as close as possible, and then you have a chance, just like Duchesne did with Jones earlier on in this competition.
Yeah, that was quite the game yesterday, and I was watching the last half of it, and Jones did have the game in hand. She was, I think, up 4-1 and sort of let it slip away. And then this morning, I thought she was well in command of her game against Kathy Auld. And then next thing I looked, and it went extra ends. So I'll be anxious to see what plays out this afternoon in those latter ends for Team Jones.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a experience factor with Jocelyn at third. Caitlin Laws is away. She left yesterday due to a personal matter in her family. Nothing major, nothing COVID related, nothing for fans to be concerned about. We certainly got that question about every end on the stream last evening. So in case people are wondering where Caitlin is, but they've got Jocelyn Peterman throwing the middle 3 stones, and then Lisa Weigel is throwing the first 3 stones. Should probably update a lineup on the website. That might be a good start.
Jerry, I'm curious, what are the rules regarding spares during COVID times?
So it's a 50-person cohort is what we're allowed in a competition. So last weekend when we had 12 men's teams, 12 women's teams, that put us at 48 athletes. So we allowed teams to apply for, access to have their spares in. We didn't really have any issues. We had 2 teams that applied on both the men's and women's side. So that was our 50-player cohort. Outside of that, spares were not allowed. Here this weekend, though, it's a little different. We don't have any issues with going over that 50-player limit on either division. So teams are a lot freer to bring somebody in to play. But at the same time, there's a number of guidelines that they have to follow before they're able to actually come to the facility. So there needs to be contact tracing put into place. You need to have the code from Curlon. They're testing out their new curling club tracing facility that they've rolled out this year. And so, there's certainly some hoops to go through, but definitely a lot easier to bring in an alternate this weekend.
So then the question is, how come Mary and I didn't get the call?
I know for a fact that this was a very easy decision inside of COVID times as well. We're down to 1 sweeper anyways. So, 1 less person out there to create traffic at the same time.
Okay, fair. I won't take it personally.
And Lori, I'm at an age where I'm kind of compromised, right?
Wear a mask, save Mary.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Oh dear. So Team Coburn here is trying to limit the damage. They get a good roll, they might even be able to force.
Yeah, not sure if that roll's completely under the guard. Looks like Jennifer can see a bit of it. Jennifer will try this nice little maybe hack weight hit and roll here. Even the hit and stick is fine.
Jerry, how has the ice been this weekend? And I feel like it's gotten a bit more movement than I've seen KW in the past.
Yeah, they've got a new ice maker in KW this year, Rob Adams. He was at the Hamilton Vic last year. And he's come in and seems to have done an amazing job here. Players have been really happy. His speed, 25, 26 seconds. Tim March was saying about last weekend. And 4.5, 5 feet of curl. You're seeing them take edge of the 8 into the 12-foot for the draw to the button here. This sheet, though, is a little bit interesting compared to others that walkway, aisleway, whatever you want to call it, in the middle there has seen a little bit of a straighter curl coming off of there. So you're seeing a lot of teams get caught on that edge where they're just taking a little bit too much ice, and it's certainly taking them some time to adjust to it.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of teams missing on that side. Even the more experienced skips like Glenn Howard, and throwing their hits and hitting, rolling out, and even some flashes. So tricky spot.
So Jennifer got really fortunate there. She used her own rock as a catcher because she was going to be rolling out. So the skip for Team Coburn, Thea, she will try to make the hit and possibly roll in front of that to minimize the damage.
Might be a double there too, Laura. I can't really tell, but
yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
See what kind of weight she's throwing.
Yeah. No, just nice, easy weight. Don't think she makes the double. It's hard to see there. So red rock at the back there. So Jennifer will be drawing 2 here.
Yeah, great way to start the game. Nice, easy draw for 2 for Jennifer Jones. She's really been busy the last few weeks, playing every weekend.
Yeah, trying to get every bit of competition she can while she's got the opportunity to.
Yeah, it must be really tough for these elite players who are used to playing so much, traveling all the time. A lot of them have had to be creative and play in all these different type of events they're not used to.
Last stone here.
Creative scheduling, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Last stone here in the first end. Jones needs paint.
I had a 13.8 for hog to hog.
And there it is. You can put 2 on the board to get started here. We'll be right back after these short messages.
When I sweep with the Gold Line Fiber Light, I feel like I'm sweeping on TV.
That's life.
More surface area, better results.
It's that easy.
It's that easy.
You need to sweep for weight?
You need to sweep with this.
Now, every time I curl, people ask me, what are you sweeping with?
What are you sweeping with?
What are you sweeping with?
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Some people see the world a little differently. Where others see problems, they see possibilities. And they have the curiosity and ingenuity to turn those lifeboat moments into awesome realities. We know who you are.
Firehouse Subs has so many delicious quality subs. There's something for everyone. But the one that started it all more than 25 years ago was the Hook and Ladder. Piping hot and piled high with freshly sliced smoked turkey breast, honey ham, melted Monterey Jack, and loaded with the freshest toppings on a toasted roll. Try the Hook and Ladder today to find out why everyone keeps coming back again and again. The Hook and Ladder. One bite and you'll be hooked. Visit firehousesubs.ca to order online.
Special thank you to Patrick Morris of Firehouse Subs, great supporter of the Stu Sells series, but also a great supporter of Team Coburn. Firehouse Subs is, at least.
Okay, so throwing yellow rocks is lead Alice Holyoke.
Got a little video here, Laurie. I'm going to roll that right now from Team Coburn.
watching. We hope you're enjoying the game. We also want to give a huge shout out to Jerry, Stu, Matt, and the rest of the team for putting on such a great event. Also a huge shout out to all of our sponsors. We couldn't play this season without you. Thank you.
We always encourage teams to throw the names of those sponsors out as well in those videos. Always helps. I know Team Coburn supported by Stu Sells. Goldline is a great supporter. They have Firehouse Subs. A number of other sponsors as well. Certainly a bright future ahead for this young Coburn side.
Yeah, I was really impressed reading over their resume and how long they've been playing. They're so young, and they've been playing on average 14 to 15 years.
So I believe they played out of the Dundas Curling Club as well. Is that true, Laurie?
Oh.
They may have actually won the provincial title out of Dundas.
Okay, so I think I recall that happening. It might have been before I got there. I'm not sure.
Or you just got caught up.
I honestly, I'm really not sure.
We
So,
did
of course-
do our homework, Jerry. We did do some homework on this Coburn team.
I know. I know. This is... I just had assumed this was one thing that was going to come together. But, of course, you know, a number of times when you talk about teams and the clubs they represent, you know, sometimes it's more, you know, about the region you play in, and you find a club to join as a team just for competition. Some players are actually out of that club. So, you know, this could very well be a situation there, too. Anybody watching can probably help us out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, if there was one of the gals that's not on the team now that perhaps played with them back then. Maybe it was
Kaylin
Celeste.
Gregory was the third on the
Oh,
team.
that's it. Yep. Okay, so that's all making sense. So I never really saw the team, but for sure she's a member of the club.
So second end here, Coburn's got the hammer down 2 points, and she's got a bit of a corner guard up there. Well, Jennifer's guard actually, but they made a nice come around here. Jennifer's going to follow her down. I'm reading on the posts on your Facebook page there, Jerry, that they're having trouble with my volume, so I'm going to have to just try to yell.
And we'll get Lori to talk a little quieter, bring the golf voice out, Lori. And we'll equalize things. I found
Lori,
some settings in the audio to bring up the audio for Zoom. There you go.
Basically, I'm on the other side of the room now. So they didn't quite get enough curl there, so great opportunity for Team Coburn.
Yeah, important here for Team Coburn. Keep their own rocks in play here. So don't, you know, they're going to play, I think, just a nice lightweight kind of a hit here and try to get the roll.
Yeah, very mature game calling here. We saw the same thing when they were playing this morning. You know, they really know how to keep that middle open with hammer. Don't get into too much trouble. Don't overplay the situation. There you go. A nice roll, lying two with one under a tight corner.
Yeah, good roll there. No double opportunity for Jennifer. So Jennifer will just hit the open one.
So Team Coburn's coach is Bill Rogers. He's new with their team this year. And they also have worked with Earl Morris. He's a mentor coach for them.
That's not a bad mentor, coach.
Yeah, he's had a fair bit of success, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, the teams that you see Earl Morris working with are the teams that you see winning a lot. Another team that's he's been doing some work with is Team Stern over in Switzerland as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, Mary.
I was going to say Earl just can't retire. Too many opportunities.
Well, and he has too much knowledge to share. It would be just a disservice to curling.
It would.
So another chance to sit two. This is Brianna Rosen.
So Brianna, the new addition to the team, played with Erica Hobson the last couple of seasons.
Well, she also played with Team Brenton last year and is a defending champion of this event.
Okay, there was the gap in there, I guess. I think Brianna might have been an alternate that weekend.
Jennifer with a chance here. Looks like she's going to maybe play the double. Those rocks, 2 yellow rocks, are not in the best position for Coburn.
You really wanted to get the roll away there.
Yeah.
Well, Jocelyn can certainly bring the heat. Doesn't get the double, but it's a great shot nonetheless.
Does give the Coburn team here, though, something to draw into and still be able to be shot rock behind a corner guard and frozen on Jennifer's rock. So still a good situation for Coburn.
If she could ever come down here with, back 4, back 8 weight, just sort of separate those, try and stay locked on the red one. There's a chance to set up a 3. We did have a question here from Myrna. She's just wondering where Dawn McEwen is. The Jones team is a 5-player team this season. Dawn just didn't make the trip here for these 3 weeks. She's staying home. It was also an opportunity for Jennifer to get some experience with Lisa Weigel. This is their first action together since Lisa joined the team in May.
And she seems to be fitting in fairly well, I would say, Jerry.
Yeah, I think when you look at Lisa's addition to this team, it opens up some real opportunities for Jones to try some things, to rest some players, to give some players breaks. I think in a normal season it is quite busy, and there's a pretty heavy load on the body with practice and training. And so, they're able to play a little bit more and not have to be so busy each player. You look at Lisa coming from Team Holman, she wasn't a free agent for long. I don't think, a player of that caliber comes onto the market. Teams are going to be looking to add someone like that.
Yeah, this could be the new trend. I think it's actually a great idea to have a 5-man team, especially at the level these people play at. And like you say, all the time they spend on the road. I think it's a great idea.
When you look at some teams out there, it's the trust factor, right? Like, you guys were joking about why you didn't get the call. But at the same time, they would rather play with 3 and know the throws and be able to trust it and give up a little bit on the sweeping and the communication versus bringing in somebody, even if they're a good player, it's still an adjustment. And now you're learning on the fly. When you know the players, you're going to be making more shots. So now with a 5th player that's trusted as part of the lineup, you're not going to see situations where teams are 3 with an alternate on the bench in Briars and Scotties and things like that. The idea that Jeff Walker couldn't sweep in the Briar final, if they had somebody that was part of the team, they could have had them in that lineup in that game.
So a couple of mistakes here. The last 2 throws from each team, both throwing quite heavy. I'm thinking that might be a little bit of a fast spot, but Coburn team went right through the house, and Jennifer went back to the 12-foot. So now again, Coburn has a bit of an opportunity here.
So this is skip Thea Coburn. Mary, you'll be interested to know this. She is a music teacher and teaches violin and piano.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have something in common.
Exactly. I thought you would be interested in that.
Yeah.
A little fun fact. How's this one looking?
Still looking a little heavy. Look at that. That must be a really fast spot.
Yeah, so this is one of the things we've seen on this sheet too. The draws coming off the aisleway there are fast. We saw last game twice Team Cam came up short, throwing the turn the other way towards the aisleway from the, from the, what do you call that? From off the boards on the away from the aisleway side. Then they came up way short. So it seems like there's a few interesting spots to read on this sheet. Great curl, great speed, but you better be paying attention out there.
Yeah, I love it. I love that there's ice reading involved with these type of events. I think it really shows who's on the ball as a skip.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of an equalizer as well. Jennifer's used to playing on slam ice, and the rocks are also good there. And here it's just a little bit different. So, I think some of the teams that she's up against, I think it equalizes them slightly.
Yeah, it's fun to see. Certainly still lots of reading on the ice and the slams. There's been some creative ice the last few years at times, and I think the rocks we've seen too of challenges here and there, but it's all part of the game, right?
Yeah. The last rock coming up here, I believe. Just gonna have to draw for her single.
Yeah, Jennifer's didn't quite curl enough there, but I think it's pretty risky to play the double. It's hard to see from my angle. But boy, if it was ever there, it was for 3.
Yeah, I think it's definitely jamming on that back yellow one. So this is a really important shot to be made here. Drawing against a couple, and I've been noticing this all weekend where those skips are drawing against 3 and going through the house, and right there, I was talking earlier about keeping the game close. So really important to score a point here.
Yeah, this is the fast side here, so you want to make sure that you give this a chance.
Well, she just threw it, so it's not looking too bad here.
Might need to clip off the top a little bit. There it is. Looks like it stops just in time. They're going to take a look. It looks like 1 for Coburn here. We'll be right back after these short messages. We are streaming from the KW Granite Club in Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario. This is the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard.
Hi.
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 I'm Sean
Here,
Chang.
here.
My name is Chris. Hi, I'm Phil Hanna.
And I'm an RBC mortgage specialist.
I can meet you where you work, where you live, or halfway across town. Unia Mortgage Specialist.
You can find us anywhere, from here
To here.
and even way over here.
But what is a
Mortgage specialist.
And what does a mortgage specialist do?
What does a mortgage specialist do?
What does a mortgage specialist do?
Well, to start, we understand our communities.
Whether you live in Little Portugal
or run and operate a store in Bloor West Village,
we want to understand you. We take the time to get to know each and every one of our clients.
Because we all have unique circumstances.
And we would love to get to know yours.
So, let's meet at your closest branch.
Or maybe over a cup of coffee.
So we can understand what matters to you.
We're here to support you.
and we never,
Ever.
ever leave our clients behind.
Whether you're buying your first home
Or your fifth.
Or even when you're looking to build your dream home.
We bring our deep understanding of the real estate landscape and our communities.
Together, under the one team of RBC.
Para melhor atender você.
Because our goal is to help you achieve yours.
Our goal is to help you achieve yours.
And we'll work tirelessly to make your dream home a reality.
To make your dream home a reality.
Your goals and dreams deserve an expert. Come and see an RBC mortgage specialist today, where we won't leave a client behind.
Back here for the third end, Team Coburn with a single. Jones will have hammer now.
Yeah, that was, I think we all took a collective sigh of relief there. We were a little worried. Looked a little warm.
Yeah, we're certainly seeing a little bit of that. That was a bit of a challenge this morning with the blowout early. But, you know, good to see the young Coburn team pull it together there, and didn't quite go the way they were looking. But put the broom down, drew the 4-foot, and let's move on and try again in 3.
Yeah, I was messaging with the team earlier, and they felt really confident coming into this game. So they played Jennifer last weekend, and apparently they only had 3 players. So they thought it was a nice equalizer that Jennifer this week doesn't have her full team. So they were feeling pretty good coming into this game.
Jerry, you have a big matchup later on tonight, correct?
Yeah, we've got John Epping taking on Glenn Howard. Exciting to see those two teams always battle. It's sort of your 1-2 Ontario teams right now. I know Scott McDonald's team is right there close to 2019. They were a buzzsaw through the entire provincial field.
So this is second Calissa Daly. She lives in Ottawa. They've got a little something to work with. They've got a couple guards up front. Jerry, I think one of the best parts about this streaming is the chance for people to actually see different teams that we don't normally get to see.
Yeah, I think you'll get a chance to watch a team like Coburn. You know, we'll see what their next couple of seasons look like. These are the types of teams that, given opportunities at this age, you know, have the opportunity to maybe have a breakout here. And, you know, then their dreams in the curling world, you know, may alter and change, you know, whether they continue to commit to the sport as well. You know, obviously being junior provincial champion, they're going to have eyes on that Scotties title as well, and trying to reach that ultimate goal at the same time too.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody's holding their breath to see what happens with the Scotties announcements and Briar.
Yeah, I'm sure you read the story that came out, I think it was yesterday. Greg Strong put something together with Jerry Peckham, and they were talking about what the season likely looked at, and I think they've sort of settled on the fact that the bubble idea is the best last chance for those events now. You know, you'll likely see, you know, I think the chances of the Scotties going to Thunder Bay, the Briar going to Kelowna, even the Worlds being in Ottawa is pretty low right now with everything going on. Though they may be able to put those events together by creating one location and trying to bring everybody through there.
Nice hit and stick, sitting 2 for Team Coburn.
Yeah, Lisa Weigel made a very nice shot there. She made a peel and popped her red one into the ring. So pretty nice looking house, I think, for Jennifer right now, even though there's 2 yellow rocks in there. Nice and open.
Yeah. Who says leads can't peel?
Exactly.
Well, here's the thing. When, there's a few things with this 5-player squad. Jocelyn has experience as a skip as well in the past. Won a Canadian junior title.
Oh, great shot there. Beauty.
So you slide Jocelyn to the third. Who do you put at second between Dawn and Lisa if Caitlin was out?
Well, Dawn does have experience playing second. She played the Scotties final with Jen Hanna playing second way back in the day against Jennifer. And Dawn was a heck of a good second. So not to say Lisa's not, but I definitely know I think Dawn would be more than capable.
Absolutely. Dawn was an amazing second back then. I remember that provincial, and she was just on fire.
But it's nice that you have these players that can play different positions, especially if Jennifer can't play. You have two people on that team that can step up to the skip position.
Absolutely. It's such a great point, Mary.
Pretty open end here, which is probably what Jennifer is pretty happy about.
Yeah, I mean, the Coburn team had something on the go early, and a nice peel by Lisa pretty much killed the end for them. So we'll see what happens. There's still a corner guard there. Nice draw around. Choosing to ignore the open one. She's not happy with a blank.
That's right. That's right. Well, when there's a corner guard up there,
corner guard and play.
Might not be possible. So I love the call. Like that's Jennifer's bread and butter. Just be aggressive, come around that guard. It's really no
score
risk.
when you can, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, Jennifer likes to put the foot on the gas most of the time.
And she knows she's playing a young team here, and right now you can see that the skip's not 100% sure what to do after that shot. So.
Yeah, so she's going to try to split the rings here and sit two. It's funny, not knowing this team very well, everybody's wearing masks. I'm having one heck of a time figuring out who's who.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, we've seen Jennifer's team a million times. We know who's who on that team, but these other teams that we don't see much
Although
of.
last weekend it was Caitlin and Jocelyn both with the ponytail. Heads bobbing down the ice. You can't tell them apart from these angles.
Yeah, they're about the same size, aren't they? And they kind of look alike with those masks on.
Yeah, so a chance here with that heavy draw for Team Jones to sit two. Be a pretty low risk way to get 2 points back. No mistake by Jocelyn.
Lots of people across the country watching. I'm looking at Facebook Live, Thunder Bay, Calgary, Nova Scotia, Saskatchewan, Denver. This is great.
Wow. Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I told everybody on our Twitter page to grab a cocktail and join in. So skip Thea Coburn. This is the straighter spot, Mary.
Yeah, There
Look
we
at
go.
that. Yeah.
Seen that a million times this weekend.
So will Jennifer try to split the rings here, or will she try to suck another one around and go for 3, Mary?
Looks like she's going to be conservative and just play for her 2.
Yeah, 2's big.
Yeah, you'd never want to, if you come around that corner guard, you're just giving Coburn no choice but to also come around and try to cut you down, and she could, kind of screw you out of the end. So this is a smart move. Just spread these rocks around and take your 2 points.
I think we lost Jerry. He's putting his turkey in the oven.
Not quite yet. Soon.
Nope, he's there. He'll let us know.
Just throwing out a few shares. Anybody watching along, let your friends know we got curling going on here. Your shares, doesn't cost you anything to do that, but it is an amazing help to us. Letting people know you're watching the live streaming. We've seen some great numbers from last weekend. I think the final we reached somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,700 concurrents, smashing previous records.
Well, that's great, Jerry.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to put this together and bring the curling to the fans and, get these teams the opportunity to get out there and maybe make some of their sponsors happy as well. A lot of these players, this is their job, especially when you look at the Jones team. They derive their living from the sponsors that support the team.
Well, and the experience alone with being on camera for the young teams, it's just perfect.
Yeah, it's not an accident that these teams get a chance to play Jones. Sometimes you got to get your feet wet against a team like this.
Okay, so Thea's going to have another crack at this one. She's probably going to tighten the ice up a little bit. She's a member of the Hyde Park Curling Club and wanted to do a shout out to all the members there.
Yeah,
nice hit and stick there, no mistake.
Yeah, this event normally hosted in Hyde Park.
Yeah, Thea threw just a nice hit weight on that shot, knowing that it's so straight down that spot. Didn't want to roll out. And now Jennifer has to throw down that same spot, and maybe Coburn gets lucky and Jennifer hits and rolls out.
Last stone of the third end here to come. Jones just watched the path. Coburn made this shot. Looking for the response here. Lisa Weigel on the brush. No mistake. Put 2 more on the board for Team Jones. They'll head to the fourth end with a 4-1 lead. Coburn will get the hammer back, looking for a multiple. We're streaming live from the KW Granite Club in Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario. This is the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard.
Hey guys, we are here at the Summit at King and Bathurst, and this condo complex is crazy. Look, it's got an outdoor pool, it's got 2 barbecues, has an indoor pool, full gym, yoga, workout room. This is truly like being at Club Med. Now, we're bringing this amazing 1-bedroom and den condo unit to market, brand new wood floor, brand new gorgeous kitchen, brand new bathroom, open concept. This building was built about 30 years ago. When they built these condos, they built them for living. So we're almost 700 square feet of open space, floor to ceiling glass, so much room, closets, storage. This is an amazing unit. So go to stusells.ca, look at all these pictures, see the video, and then call me, Stu, and come for your personal tour.
No matter what speed you're comfortable with, the G50 line has a shoe for you.
It's comfortable and stylish.
When it was time to get his first pair of curling shoes, we went with Goal Line. Now it's time for the G50.
Looks great, but it grips better than anything. Man, this is a light curling shoe.
These remind me of why I like to play the game.
This is actually the most comfortable curling shoe I have ever owned. It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Back here for the fourth end, Team Jones leading 4-1 over Thea Coburn. Corner guard slides into the rings, unfortunately.
That's a sin of all leads, is to put that corner guard in the rings.
Yeah. Thank God it's 5 Rock roll, hey?
Yeah.
Thanks again to Mary Chilvers, Laurietti of Two Girls in a Game podcast. Now into your 6th season?
It is.
Pretty exciting. You got your debut episode out a couple weeks ago. Now looking forward to 3rd episode of the year, I believe.
We've done 3 so far. I don't know how with such a limited amount of curling content, but yeah, we've cobbled together 3 already, and probably going to do a 4th one this coming week, actually.
Yeah, I always look forward to your shows. I like to dub it as The View for Curling.
Well, we're hitting a bit of a milestone, too, this week, Jerry. 160,000 downloads, right, Laura?
Yeah, we just hit it today. Woo!
That is exciting news. Those numbers just keep climbing and climbing. It wasn't that long ago you broke the 100,000 barrier.
I know. I still remember when we hit 20,000, we thought that was a big deal.
Lori, I think once this COVID thing is all done, we kept saying every time we hit a milestone that we're going to do a big party, but I really think we should, because it would be a double celebration, really, and it's going to be like the Briar Patch. I'm already planning it.
Oh, I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
You can plan it. How about that?
Okay.
It'll be your baby.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sometime in the summer, bring all the curling fans together.
Oh, yeah. That'd be so awesome.
A little shout out from Bradley Hayward in the chat on YouTube. 2 girls and a glass. That's what he's living right now.
Oh, I love it.
Well, we've got a few rocks in play here. 4th end, Coburn's got hammer, down a few points. We have a corner guard up. Jones's rocks are not in a great place for her, so this is a great opportunity for Coburn. Try to score a couple of points with the hammer.
Yeah, and being down 4-1, you'd really want to score at least a 2-ender here. Try to claw their way back into the game a bit.
Yeah, so really important for them to remember, these rocks don't have to be perfectly, in a perfect spot, but they do have to be playable and in the ring. So really got to concentrate on that draw weight.
Yeah, they're all just sliding heavy.
Yeah, like that, a little too heavy. Didn't really want it behind the tee. It's going to give Jennifer an out. I am a little surprised that Jennifer's not just peeling that corner guard.
Well, like we said earlier, she tends to go toward the aggressive play, but with that, she will keep rocks in play. So if Coburn could just capitalize on that a little bit, they have a chance.
Again, just sliding behind that tee line.
I'm going to get out my stopwatch, Mare, and see what the heck the speed is.
So that's why I was a little surprised she didn't just peel the guard. Like she's really giving Coburn a lot of opportunities here, you know, to score a multiple end.
Yeah, she'd love to get one here behind that guard in front of the tee line, really put some pressure on Team Jones. I had a 14.6 on that guy.
It's still sliding.
Still sliding. Wow. Wow.
Just a real fast path on the ice there.
Yeah, for sure.
They just keep handing it back to each other.
Yeah, I don't want it. You take it.
Yeah.
So guys, I already made my turkey for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Well, it is Thanksgiving.
I know, but I made it today. It's already made. We're not eating it till tomorrow.
Oh, I see.
So how does that work?
Well, it's just done. The gravy's done. I think I just decided to do it in pieces. So it's, oh, there's a big mistake. So then it's not so daunting tomorrow. You don't have to do the whole thing.
Yeah, I absolutely love turkey dinner.
Oh my
One of
God,
favorite
me
things.
too.
Yeah.
And don't you find if you're messing with it all day, it's just, I don't know. That's why I thought if we minimize the amount of work tomorrow, I'm really going to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's always, you know, try and simplify the process for sure.
Which is what I thought Jennifer would do in this end. And she did not. And I'm just very, very surprised. And she's, you know, a big miss in the last shot there. So Coburn really needs to capitalize on this.
Yeah, this was a 15-2, so they definitely took some of the speed off. It's still sliding.
Gosh.
That is wild.
Yeah. They can't not throw it behind the tee line, it seems.
Yeah.
A pile of Coburn stones back there. Jones can end the threat with a good stone here.
Yeah, this is their out if Jocelyn can capitalize on this draw. Was she the one who just put the draw short though?
I believe so.
So she'll have to make the adjustment here. Should be good. Yeah, great shot. You never want to give a player the same shot twice, so it was just too bad on the last draw by Team Coburn that they slid it. They were really about 3 feet heavy.
So Coburn's going to go around there again. You probably want to get a little bit of weight on this, try and bounce those stones around a bit.
Yeah, I agree, Jerry. If they can just sort of bounce them around a little bit, it might give them some sort of opportunity to still score more than 1 point. The scoring area has shrunk significantly with all those rocks over there.
They're working hard on this one.
Just a bit light there.
Yeah, they probably were so worried about being heavy, but actually in this situation, they could have been throwing that same type of weight because they had so much backing.
That's right. Well, Jennifer has a great opportunity here to sink another one down there.
Good news is, even with that miss, Coburn should have full 4-foot to draw to.
Yes, because we'd like to see this game go the distance. Or our debut might be short.
We'll just have to give the two of you the mic and let you run with it later.
Lori, we could do a podcast while we're on here.
We could kill two birds with one stone.
Right.
Jones, her first here in the fourth end.
She's definitely not heavy.
The throwers are now overcompensating for all those heavy draws earlier.
Yeah, tricky little spot for sure.
Coburn still with a great chance to use those corner guards.
Yeah, if she could just freeze one in there. She still has a chance to get her two.
Well, shout out to Dallas Southcott. I don't know if you remember Dallas, Lori, is the curling zone sidekick.
Yeah, he's one of the moderators, right?
Yeah, he's not around much anymore. He's been busy making chocolate. He, very interesting story there for sure. His wife worked in the oil field as a geologist, and during the downturn in Alberta, she ended up getting laid off. And at that point, Dallas had been dabbling in chocolate making, and they decided to take a go at it, and they opened a store in Chinatown in Calgary. And within the first year of going full-time into it, they won awards at the International Chocolate Awards in Europe, which is just absolutely crazy.
Oh my God, I love that. What a cool story.
So yeah, it's called the Chocolate Lab.
Wow. Well, maybe they'll send some to us.
Please, please.
Well, during the Champions Cup in Calgary, the 2 years I think we were at Winsport there, Dallas ended up setting up a booth, him and his wife, and they were giving up samples in the walkway. So you definitely missed out there. We'll have to figure out how to get them out to Ontario, giving away samples.
Do they make curling rock chocolates?
They do all kinds of stuff.
Neat. Because I'm a bit of a chocolate snob.
Well, this is chocolate snob chocolate.
Okay.
It's the real good stuff.
Well, Mary and I are always looking for sponsors for the podcast, so that sounds right up our alley.
And I bet you we could get Dallas on the show to talk about the chocolate a little bit too.
Yeah. The last shot here for Jennifer, and I think she just wants to put this in a spot where it's going to make it tough for Thea just to get 1 point on the board.
Yeah.
So.
It was unfortunate Thea came up late on her draw there. So she's really going to have to work hard to get her 1 point. to stay in this game.
Isn't that interesting? All of a sudden, now you're losing all these rocks in that same spot where they were all coming heavy earlier in the end.
Yeah, like that one wasn't even close.
No.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how that's going. We have seen some the ice conditions from whether you get the first sheet after a scrape or a second sheet after a scrape has been noticeable, I guess, to the teams. So it's still a playable good ice on the second sheet after a scrape, but it may be the fact that it comes down a little quicker by the end of the game, and maybe that's what we're seeing here. Also, other things that can happen within a facility, teams exit. It opens up things, whether the compressor turns on in the middle of a game. That's something that can also affect the ice speed going on. All things that these teams are paying attention for and looking for as part of their, just noticing what's around them.
Yeah, I think for this shot for Thea, I mean, it looks like a pretty routine draw, but after seeing what just happened over the last few shots, I'm sure she's not feeling completely confident on what to throw. Hopefully the sweepers have given her a solid number.
Yeah, that's where you kind of be watching your opponent's draws, maybe timing Jen's stones coming down the sheet too.
Yeah, she's out a little bit further than what they've been playing. And like you say, Lori, all of a sudden it's, I'm really not sure what it's doing out here. So bit of a guess, I'm thinking.
Yeah, and with throwing last rock, I mean, it really comes down to confidence, and you want to feel confident with what you're throwing. And there's my point right there. It's not close.
Looks like a single point steal.
Yeah.
I think we got one here. Jones will go up 5-1 heading to the fifth end. We'll be right back from the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard right after this break.
Some people see the world a little differently. Where others see problems, they see possibilities. And they have the curiosity and ingenuity to turn those light bulb moments into awesome realities. We know who you are.
Hey guys, we are here at the Summit at King & Bathurst, and this condo complex is crazy. Look, it's got an outdoor pool, it's got 2 barbecues, has an indoor pool, full gym, yoga, workout room. This is truly like being at Club Med. Now, we're bringing this amazing 1-bedroom and den condo unit to market, brand new wood floor, brand new gorgeous kitchen, brand new bathroom, open concept. This building was built about 30 years ago. When they built these condos, they built them for living. So we're almost 700 square feet of open space, floor to ceiling glass, so much room, closet, storage. This is an amazing unit. So go to stusells.ca, look at all these pictures, see the video, and then call me, Stu, and come for your personal tour.
Thanks again to Stu for all his great support for the Stu Sells series. Really a man who absolutely has fallen in love with curling and is indispensable to the sport around Southern Ontario, the Toronto area, and even dabbling in Halifax a little bit with the Stu Sells 24 Classic. Thank you.
Jerry, did you hear the news about Stu?
Yes, he is taking off his clothing.
He's going to be a calendar boy.
Yes, it. You know what? It's exciting to see. I know Stu is willing to do just about anything to support the game, and posing for the curling calendar is just another thing he's put into his cap.
Well, Mary and I, it's one of our favorite episodes we do every year. We do an unboxing of the curling calendar. So we are really looking forward to getting our hands on that one.
Yeah, it's certainly a fun episode to listen to. You guys do that every year. Anybody who hasn't listened to the episode, it's worth going back through the archives, finding them, and going through. Certainly some giggling and some...
And there's basically, we've never seen it before, so we unwrap it together and it's our first thoughts that come out. So, sometimes we go a bit off the rails, but my God, is it ever fun.
So yeah, the podcast is certainly, the opportunity has grown. I know, Laurie, you and I were talking a week ago or so about this, and you had the chance to hit the road last year with a great sponsor who supported your opportunity at the Briar. I think, as podcasting breaks open, anybody out there who doesn't listen to this or listen to curling podcasts, there's a number of great ones out there, and it's worth putting the app on your phone and downloading and then giving them a listen.
Well, Team Jones here just stacking up the middle. Team Coburn's trying to put a couple corner guards up. Still looking for that multiple end score to get them back in this game.
That guard slips a little tight, though. Calissa Daly can make the run back, roll the shooter under the corners, kind of get a 2-in-1 shot here.
Yeah, Calissa's an administrative assistant for the Department of National Defense.
She makes a really good shot there. Got rid of two of the Joneses' rocks, keeps her rock in play. A couple of corner guards, which I think Jennifer is going to try to rip those off now.
Yeah, we've seen Calissa with a number of great shots. That's who I want defending our country.
And of course, Jocelyn getting ready to throw. She's newly engaged.
Yes, her and Brett Gallant announced last weekend.
Power couple in the world.
There you go.
Jocelyn throwing the heat again. Doesn't quite really get rid of, really doesn't get rid of them and almost just rearranges them. So Team Coburn still has an opportunity here.
Yeah, it wasn't great angles for the double peel, I don't think there. So, yeah, not the best result for Jones. So, yeah, like you say, Laurie, Coburn had a lot of chances in the last end and weren't able to capitalize. So, again, have rocks in play here. So,
yeah,
really need to get some shots behind guards and try to score a couple of points.
Just need a solid end because really, like you say, the opportunities have been there for them.
A little unsure what to do here, I think, and not liking those cards on the center line, but normally when you have the hammer, you don't like those on the center line, but right now they are kind of helping you, I think.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mary. Oh, yeah, that's just worst case scenario there. She will not be happy with that.
That's when the coach needed to come out and do a timeout there, Laura.
Definitely. I tried to do a coach's timeout last weekend when I was there. It wasn't allowed.
No. Looks like Jennifer's looking for some advice here from Jocelyn.
Well, you know, with Caitlin not being there this weekend, this does give Jocelyn and Jennifer a really good chance to build more of a relationship and trust among each other. I think it's a great opportunity for them.
Yeah, it certainly gives them a chance to work together as third and skip, which, like we talked earlier, you know, could be the situation in future games with the 5-man team. So, yeah, not a bad thing at all. I think
sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking, like, now they're discussing, you know, do they go on the offense or go defense here?
Mary, what's your favorite saying?
Something about peeling guards?
Yeah, no one's ever regretted peeling a guard.
Well, I knew what the answer was. I was just trying to set it up and make a nice, smooth re-entry into the conversation.
It's actually, has anybody ever regretted peeling the guard?
That's right.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Well, we'll see. Is she peeling this guard? I don't think so.
Is she going on the offense? Maybe they have a turkey dinner they want to get to.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to play the guard here or come into the house. They're not peeling. But watching Jennifer the last couple of weekends, to me, this is what her strategy has been. And I'm thinking it's a little different from what I think we would see if she was playing in a slam.
Well, it's not unusual for Jennifer to want to continue playing aggressive. And a 4-point lead is not insurmountable in the 5-rock rule. Obviously, we saw Emily DeShane win last evening. They were down 4-1 at the break to Jones. DeShane got 3, stole a point, and then stole one more in the last end to win that game 6-4.
So do you think if Jennifer was playing a Rachel Homan right now in a big game, she'd be calling it the same way?
Yeah, I think so. I think 5-1's kind of, you're on the edge right here. Like, if you go to defense now, you give up a 3, you know, you get forced, you give up another 3, you can lose the game right there. It's just a hair too early to go to full defense. And I think you're going to see more teams pushing the aggression level without the hammer when they got a lead. And I think it's sort of that, if the optimal strategy is to clog up the middle and make it hard for the hammer team to score, then, you know, you should be doing that when you're ahead as well.
Yeah, good point.
So that was third Brianna Rosen. Not sure what the call was there. That didn't look like a lot of weight. But she's not going to be super happy with that result. Basically bumping Jones in to sit 3.
Yeah, the treble stone out front, those 2 guards were locked. So at least that situation is fixed now.
Yeah, they'll have something to run in if need be.
But certainly not a great scenario to try and score more than 1.
You.
Jerry, have the players commented on what it's like to play 8 ends with that mask on? Is it, they seem to be okay with it. Doesn't look like it's really bothering them.
It's an adjustment for sure. You're seeing, I know I've had some good conversations with Colin Hodgson of Dynasty. They put a design together for their masks, and Colin did a lot of work testing it this summer. He was a chef at a golf course restaurant, and he was working in 40-degree weather all summer, so, you know, he would wear his mask all day to try and get a feel for it, and the same type of thing. You know, he felt like, you know, that once you get comfortable with it, and there's a mental thing around that, right? It's just that's something you're not used to, having something over your face, that once you got used to that, it was, you know, became more normal. When you look at wearing a mask for training, I've read that it's actually a way that you can kind of replicate high altitude training. So if you're a runner who's going to go compete in, say a marathon in Denver, you might wear a mask running, training at sea level to sort of replicate that.
That's interesting. I practiced a couple times with one on, and honestly, it didn't bother me whatsoever. But I think it's really important to wear them out there with what's happening. I know there was a spin class in Hamilton that I think now their count is up to 31 because it was a vigorous activity. They said that they didn't have to wear them, and I think one of the instructors had it, and now 31 people are infected.
So what was this at?
And it was at a spin class in Hamilton.
Yeah, I think it's something that we're certainly very aware of everything within curling. It's we saw the Doctors Bonspiel in March, the U.S. Club Nationals as well, and there's a study that's just recently come out from that. Dr. Paul Luthi is involved as a curler with the club there in Potomac, but he's also had the opportunity to sort of go through what's happened and look at the postmortem on that event.
So Team Coburn here trying to bail out. This end has not set up the way they wanted. So it does a little bit of reshuffling of the rocks. Jones still lays 2 though. So I would imagine Jennifer's content just to throw a guard here. She's sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, the good news for Thea, Jennifer's going to guard that yellow one, I believe, that's sitting on the top 8. So Thea does have a couple of yellow rocks out in the front that she may have to use as a last resort just to score a point.
Yeah, Jones certainly has been full merit here. I know, Laurie, you were mentioning her first 2 games coming into today's action a little bit up and down.
Yeah, she had a couple finishes that weren't probably the way she would have liked, but so far they're right on the money in this game. I say that as she almost hogs her shot.
Just enough.
Just enough. Never a doubt. Poor Lisa, she's getting quite the workout. She's going to be ripped by the time this is over.
Is that guard long enough where she could still come and do a little tap on her yellow rock? I'm not sure. Like that.
It is awfully high.
Yeah.
She's got to make some magic happen here. Great opportunity, though, for the 22-year-old Skip to play such an experienced veteran of the game. Those type of games you never forget.
I think that's one of the great opportunities that's sort of come out of this.
Yeah.
Team Coburn is one of the teams. We've had a number of young teams playing in this tournament. last weekend as well. The weekend before that, the Cameron's Brewing mixed doubles. You know, just the chance to be on the ice with a team like Jones. You know, you see what it takes for them to get to where they are.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll get so much experience from these games. They'll be able to take it forward.
Oh, just unfortunate there. Somehow gets through that hole. If that makes contact with that yellow, chance for 2 alive in the 5th here.
Yeah. Even if it had redirected off the other red, I mean, there was just to go through that hole was pretty hard to do.
So Jennifer, I guess we'll just try to replace that guard, put up a bit of a tighter guard than the last one, and leave Thea probably just a little tap on that yellow rock in front of the ring for a point.
Jennifer with her familiar routine, but she's had to add something to adjust her mask on top of it. She always does the same pre-shot routine. It's really funny to watch.
Well, that's why she's so good, and that's what they say you're supposed to do in any sport, right?
Absolutely. Trying to make this curl a little bit. I think it does the job.
Yeah, it leaves Thea with a couple of options. You know, she could play the hit and roll in, which is not a high percentage shot, I don't think. But then there's the tap, which is really difficult as well.
Yeah, if you were throwing Mary, which would you prefer?
Well, the problem with this shot is she is playing down that straight spot.
Right.
And we've seen so many hits run down there. And this one runs, you're giving up another steal of a couple. I don't know. Maybe the tap might be slightly easier.
Yeah, I think both are really difficult. If she gets her point here, I'd say it's well deserved. So, last shot to keep this game alive. Let's see if she can find a way. Uh-oh. No.
Caught on the straight side again. There'll be a steal of 2 more for Jennifer Jones. They'll go up 7-1 here. We're streaming from the KW Granite Club in Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario. Joined by 2 girls in the game as I hear the chilled beverage being cracked in the background. We'll be right back after the short messages.
When I sweep with the Gold Line Fiber Light, I feel like I'm sweeping on TV.
That's life. More surface area, better results.
It's that easy.
It's that easy.
You need to sweep for weight?
You need to sweep with this.
Now, every time I curl, people ask me, what are you sweeping with?
What are you sweeping with?
What are you sweeping with?
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Firehouse Subs has so many delicious quality subs. There's something for everyone. But the one that started it all more than 25 years ago was the Hook and Ladder. Piping hot and piled high with freshly sliced smoked turkey breast, honey ham, melted Monterey Jack, and loaded with the freshest toppings on a toasted roll. Try the Hook and Ladder today to find out why everyone keeps coming back again and again. The Hook and Ladder. One bite and you'll be hooked. Visit firehousesubs.ca to order online.
Some people see the world a little differently. Where others see problems, they see possibilities. And they have the curiosity and ingenuity to turn those lifeboat moments into awesome realities. We know who you are.
Back here for the sixth end.
Yep.
Quick update on the scoreboard. Two more for Jones there. 7-1 lead now. Just one of those games where it just sort of gets away from you a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Team Coburn did have some opportunities. They just couldn't quite capitalize on them in this game, unfortunately. They played so well in the game this morning, but playing a team like Team Jones, it's a whole different level.
Thea going to take advantage of this 5-rock rule and get another corner guard up there. Try to tuck it around the corner guard she currently has. That's just over the hog line.
So this is Alice Holyoke. She lives in Elora. She started an embroidery business over quarantine to keep herself occupied. So her business is called Embroidery by Alice. And she used to be the roommate of my teammate, Caitlin McDonald, who went to the Scotties with me last year.
Oh, small world.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a pretty typical setup in the 5-rock rule when a team has a substantial lead. You see the 3 rocks stacked in the middle and then 2 corner guards. I'd say neither of them are set up quite perfectly, but that's generally what you're going to see in this situation.
Yeah, Thea's got a couple of options here. She's choosing to just play a little tap freeze on this. She can also ignore them all and try to get around those corner guards that she just put up. I think either's a good call.
Just a little glitch on the internet here. Waiting for our feed. Some technical issues. Still have Lori and Mary there.
Yeah, still here.
We're here.
There we go. Back again.
Oh, the joy of technology.
Yeah. What time's
Every
your
once in a
game
while.
tonight? What time's your game tonight, Jerry?
We're back at 8:30 Eastern Time.
Okay.
Of course, anybody looking to continue their curling fix, Team Cooey is now live from the McKee Holmes Curling Classic as well. And they've got multi-camera coverage there with commentary going on as well. I've shared all the links on Curling Zone. You can find the information there.
So that's their first event as the new team, with John Morris being the new addition.
Yeah, certainly interesting to see an old new face back in the lineup.
Well, there's the silent peel there. Didn't quite make any contact with either.
Unfortunately for Coburn, she needs to get some of those reds moving a little bit. Otherwise, you'd love to go around those corners.
They're rethinking.
I think I'd still go around the corner. It's still fairly early. Try to get another one over there and spread those yellow rocks around, and those red rocks are all lined up where you can hopefully at least make a double on one shot. And
I'm with you, Mary.
yeah,
because the double peel's not a guarantee, and if they only got the single peel, you wrap another one around, then you start hitting away at that middle.
yeah, and if she happens to chap off this a little bit, she's leaving Jennifer a pretty easy double.
Yeah, so what you just said.
Yeah, that redstone might be just enough in the way, though.
Yeah, I don't think there's a double there. She'll just hit the one, but that was a nice shot.
Did roll just far enough, forces Jennifer to have to make kind of a finesse shot here. Jocelyn Peterman with the throw. Special thank you again, Laurie Eddy, Mary Chilvers of Two Girls in a Game. Always great to sit down and have a conversation around curling with the two of you.
Well, let's hope in the future we get to do that again, Jerry.
Sooner the better.
Absolutely. I'm done with this pandemic.
Mary's a little bored.
Unfortunately, it's not done with us.
I know.
So it looks like Team Coburn is going to play the tap again. Weight was pretty good, just over curled a little bit. They're not off by much. Unfortunately, when you play a team like Jennifer, you have to be a lot closer.
Yeah, that's what you're seeing here, a lot of that. Again, they're going to continue. They're going to take a lot out of this game. You know, this team is on the fringes of being a pretty strong team in this competition. When you look at what this event normally is, we typically have a lot of the top teams from around Ontario playing there, and you know, Team Coburn starts to fit into that discussion as well.
Now, do we know if Team Coburn is still of the age of the U21?
Well,
this is a women's team.
Yeah, Alice and Calissa are both 21, and Brianna is 24, and Thea is 22. So, look out Rachel Homan. She's in ladies now.
Yeah. I think what's sad about this whole pandemic is for these young kids that they only have a certain amount of time to play in like a U18 and U21 level. And this is basically, you know, a year gone for them.
Yeah, we've seen some of that, and you know, of course, it's part of why we're seeing some of these teams playing in these events. Seen a number of U18 athletes participating in the mixed doubles, and last weekend and this weekend here in KW as well.
Yeah, I've been super impressed to see how many young teams are playing in these events, Jerry. I mean, given that basically everything they normally would be having as a goal has been canceled. So I think they're just holding out hope that they can enter playdowns for the Briar and the Tankard. That's a great shot there. Great double. It's a frustrating situation for Coburn because her scoring zone has shrunk so much now. She doesn't want to hit or anything, but boy, it's just getting smaller and smaller in there.
Mariana Rosen just looking to move some of those stones around a little bit.
Yeah, trying to set up a bit of a wall back there, potentially having something to jam on. This is pretty good. That was well executed.
Yeah, enough weight to move that far enough behind the tee line.
Yeah, it doesn't make it a routine for Jen. I mean, she still has a pretty free pass at it, but there's some things that could happen.
Do have a question from Jim Cormany in the chat.
Oh,
Laurie?
Jim!
He was wondering what's your team from last year's Scotties doing?
Oh, well, that's a great question. We definitely were planning, if there is a Scotties, to try again. It's been very challenging, though, not knowing what's happening, and also really with the travel restrictions, not being able to get together. Because last year, by this point, we had done a couple training camps, and it's just really a different year. So I guess we're just waiting and seeing what's going on. If there's, there you go, there's a situation right there. If there's a Scotties, if there's a way we can do it, that's the plan. It's just a bit of a challenging year for how to actually get together to work on things, because we had so much fun last year and we did so well. We really wanted to build on that experience, and this year is making it very problematic.
Yeah, it was really awesome to see, how you guys did last year, and obviously, there's chatter on both sides of the things about residency and stuff, but you look at the development of the sport up there, and they've got a couple good young players that are coming along.
Oh, Sadie and Caitlin are amazing people. Not just players, but they are just great ambassadors of the sport from Nunavut. And I just hope that I can help them to help them get some more experience. And honestly, when they're comfortable to take the reins, I mean, I see a bright future for them. They're just so great, smart. Oh, it was just one of the best experiences. Sometimes you put teams together, you never know what the chemistry is going to be like, but I can safely say that team was one of the best teams chemistry-wise I've ever been a part of.
And I think the results sort of played out of that as well. We had Chelsea Carey on this morning, and I did ask her about that experience, and she did say you had her there at one point. And
yeah, Jerry, I still have nightmares about that game.
But you know what? Just to go toe-to-toe with a team like that is something to be proud of, and I'm sure next time, you'll all finish it off.
The darn time clock. I I learned so much of what not to do.
So we'll break here for Team Coburn. Jones hits the clearing shot real thin. So now we got, looks like she's calling the freeze in here. Maybe a little bump, move those stones around. I believe this is Coburn's first skip stone.
The weight is all there. They're trying to hold the line. Probably just a little bit heavy, but not a bad result.
Yeah, the question is if you run this back, clips the yellow, does it spin out the side door?
I think it does. With some weight, I think you can get them both.
How are the striking bands on these rocks?
Certainly not quite at the level of the Scotties and the Briar.
Again, she just gets rid of one. That's really all she needs to do. Giving Coburn a couple of points here. Not the end of the world for Jennifer.
Two to come here in the sixth end. Last for Jones.
Just gave that a little extra oomph on it.
Needs to get some bounce.
Well,
stuffs.
Dixon. Okay, chance for Coburn to get two.
Put two on the board. Tighten the game up a little bit. Just has to feel good to sort of put together a good end here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the Coburn team made some nice draws in that end, nice little taps. And this is the result. When you can make good shots like that, you can normally, score a couple of points.
Yeah, it just increases the level of difficulty for Jennifer's team. And yeah, they didn't execute the shots the way they wanted. So all of a sudden, you just have to put a little extra pressure if you can. And sometimes good things happen.
I think when you look at a young team like Coburn, these are the sort of the steps you talk about, right? All of a sudden they score a 2 here. Now you step back and you look at it and you say, you know what, we can do it. And then so, next time they step on the ice against the Team Jones, that fear factor is gone. Even though, you did it at this time of the game, it's still, you were able to manufacture a 2 at a time when they were trying to stop you from scoring at all.
Yeah, great shot there.
So put 2 on the board for Team Coburn. We'll be right back after this break to see if they're going to give her another end here. We'll let you know shortly after these short messages.
Glenn Howard here. I'm a proud beer store manager, one of 7,000 hardworking employees. There's been a lot of talk lately about putting beer in the corner stores. So let's talk about the beer store. We keep prices down with our efficient distribution system. We check IDs, keeping beer out of the hands of minors. We take back and recycle 87% of beer containers sold in Ontario. And we love what we do. I'm proud to say when it comes to selling beer, the beer store does it the best.
No matter what speed you're comfortable with, the G50 line has a shoe for you.
That's comfortable and stylish.
When it was time to get his first pair of curling shoes, we went with Goal Line. Now it's time for the G50.
Looks great, but it grips better than anything. Man, this is a light curling shoe.
These remind me of why I like to play the game.
This is actually the most comfortable curling shoe I have ever owned. It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Firehouse Subs has so many delicious quality subs. There's something for everyone. But the one that started it all more than 25 years ago was the Hook and Ladder. Piping hot and piled high with freshly sliced smoked turkey breast, honey ham, melted Monterey Jack, and loaded with the freshest toppings on a toasted roll. Try the Hook and Ladder today to find out why everyone keeps coming back again and again. The Hook and Ladder. One bite and you'll be hooked. Visit firehousesubs.ca to order online.
Back here for the 7th end. It looks like we're going to go one more.
Excellent. I think that's a great idea. If I were them, I would want all the experience I could have against a team like this.
You got it, exactly. Put some pressure on them, throw up some center guards, see if you can maybe generate a steal here.
Nice tick by Lisa Weigel. No surprise. They'll probably try to get Alice just to move this guard into a slightly different spot, just so that tick isn't as routine.
Yeah, this is certainly one of the ways you try and change it up. Don't give Lisa the same shot again. Like now with that rock going on the center line, Jen can just put the broom down, same spot, same shot, go again.
Yeah, exactly. If you just move the broom in a little or out a little, take it maybe at least a rock away from where it was previously. From a thrower's perspective, it's just duplicating the same throw, and from ice reading, it's virtually the same shot. But there you go.
Yeah, that's the miss they were hoping for. Lisa makes that tick, then it's all about the feelings to Jennifer, and game over. So there's a bit of a chance here now.
Yeah, so this is great for us. There should be some rocks in play here. We weren't quite ready to be done, were we, Mary?
Well, I have a rum and coke waiting for me, Lori. I don't drink on the job. I have to wait. I'm not sure what she called here. You put another center guard up, or do you go right in?
Yeah, I like the tight center. This one, she does look like she's going right in, though, which is good.
I think that
a great shot.
Yeah, good shot, but I do think it was better to get another guard up there, somewhere where she couldn't make a double steal.
Yeah, just as much clutter as possible at this point. Throw everything at them.
Very early in the end.
So Lisa with the peel. We're not used to seeing Lisa having to throw peels. It's really funny. I don't think she quite rolled enough.
Got it off the center line, which is really the critical factor here.
Yeah.
What's great for Team Coburn, though, with that happening, it just makes them not have to be as precise with the placement of the guard. As a thrower, it just feels better knowing that it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah, pitch it over the hog line and let the sweepers place it.
Sometimes throwing guards, you think it's such an easy shot, but for some reason, and maybe it is because they're perceived in our mind as easier, I find I've seen so many people miss guards.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not an easy shot when it comes to it on ice like this either. You know, with such a big curl, you need to make sure you put consistent rotation on it. You need to make sure your skip knows exactly the amount of rotation you're going to put on it, so they can put the broom in the right place.
Yeah, Calissa was just a little heavy with that. Gives Jocelyn the run back opportunity. Just catches it though.
Again, similar to our game this morning. At this point, with the 4-point lead, Team Jones just needs to make rocks go away.
So Team Coburn, they'll look to throw the guard. Not quite as tight this time. This is really nice weight on that throw.
Does get the majority of shot stone covered.
Yeah, I think we're going to see this succession of shots for a bit here. Peel, guard, peel.
Yeah, Jones can see probably about half of that stone in the rings. But the center guard really is the problem stone here, so just keep removing that.
Yeah, especially with a 4-point lead.
Yeah, Jennifer just needs to run them out of rocks, and it's probably only a couple more rocks to come until that happens.
So at this point, with the guard going up, the peel going down, worst case for Jennifer, she's going to be facing a hit against 2, wide open in the middle. And we certainly don't hate that. And even for Team Coburn, they really need to steal 2 here to keep this being a game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think same thing in Jones's mind. She knows this too.
Here's another fun fact about their coach, Bill Rogers. He was selected to represent Canada at the short mat lawn bowling championships, but it was canceled due to due to COVID. I know, what a bummer. Any chance you have to wear the maple leaf, what an honor. So I'm sure he was so disappointed when it got canceled.
I've had the opportunity to meet Bill. He's coached a number of top junior teams.
Jerry, the bounce field goes until Monday. Is that correct?
Yep, so we've got 4 draws a day today, tomorrow as well. 10 a.m., 1:30, 5 p.m., and 8:30 in the evening. All are streamed and covered on our channels. And then on Monday, our men's semifinals, 9 a.m., the women's final at 12:30 Eastern, and then 4 p.m. Eastern is the men's final.
So, Jerry, who's doing the game with you tonight?
This is the curling Zoom party tonight. We're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to pull out a couple of the key announcers from the Zoom party. And that's going to be our commentary team. We'll keep the peanut gallery at bay. They can still be the peanut gallery and chirp and, do all that fun stuff. So anybody looking to join the curling Zoom party tonight, it's definitely going to be a lively affair. Looking forward to getting involved there. For anybody who doesn't know the curling Zoom party, it was put together by Matt Hames. Kevin Palmer was involved. I know Jane Flynn Burton as well, down in Arizona. And they get together every Saturday night and they watch old curling games. And now that we're back to real curling again, we've been loading up those stream games on those weekends.
Yeah, we participated in, maybe 1 or 2 of those Zoom parties, Lori.
Yeah, we did. Which one did we watch? We watched Pat Ryan and Eugene Ritzik, the final. And
1988, Briar?
Yeah.
Was it 86?
No, 88.
88.
Sure it was 88, yeah.
And then we watched the Scotties final with Connie Laliberty and who was it?
Kathy King.
Right. Yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah.
So Connie Laliberty was on, Kathy King came on.
Kathy O.
Kathy O was there. Yeah, it was
Kathy Goche.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I know
And
Marilyn Bodo
Kathy
has made
King
a
had
number of
never watched the
appearances.
game before. Neither had Eugene Ritzik when he came on. And Mary, I've never watched our final when we were at the Scotties.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So we got to twist your arm and get the two of you on for that game, maybe.
Oh God, no! I already warned them I'm not doing that.
I have heard.
Jerry, I haven't even watched one shot from last year's Scotties. I have it all on my DVR. Haven't watched one shot.
Yeah, it's certainly an emotional experience. You know, I was there for that game with Pat Ryan and Eugene Ritzik, the Briar final that year, and you know, I think everybody remembers it for Eugene coming up like halfway down the sheet on his last shot. But Eugene really told the story, and Pat as well, that I think the arena was only good for 8 ends of curling. Something happened, and the ice maker even warned them ahead of time that, hey, yeah, good luck, boys.
It was devastating to watch that final rock go down and what happened. I mean, and he had played so well that entire game. I mean, really, it was his. So yeah, it's tough watching these games. You get very emotionally invested. So Coburn had a chance earlier to put a guard and she slipped heavy. Jennifer made no mistake, got the double. So that's where we're at right now. Thea was just trying to use that one in the top 8 as a guard to draw around. So this might be the end of the game, guys.
Is this Jennifer's first shot?
I believe it's her last.
Okay. It's pretty much an open hit for 2 of you.
Yeah. Make it go away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, make it go away. Put a point on the board here, and we'll probably see the COVID equivalent of handshakes.
What is it now? Are they curtsying?
There's broom taps mostly. I did see a broom to a forehead at one point. That was some sort of an encouragement move.
Oh my.
Gentle. Jones makes it go away. There'll be a single point here for Team Jones in the 7th end. They'll lead 8-3, and I'm going to assume that's handshakes. We'll be right back with a quick update of the game after this short break.
Hey guys, we are here at the Summit at King and Bathurst, and this condo complex. Hey fellow curling fans, it's Stu here from the Stu Sells series. And I know that with COVID happening, curling tournaments getting canceled, curling clubs are being postponed or not opening, and you're all missing competitive curling. Well, I've got some great news. The KW Granite Curling Club has stepped up to the plate, and this weekend they're going to host the Stu Sells Tankard, and on Thanksgiving weekend they're going to host the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard. And I went out, I invested a lot of money, and I bought top-of-the-line streaming equipment. So I've got great news. We're going to bring you live competitive curling online through the StuCurls.com site and Curling Zone. So we're going to bring some great curling for you to watch. So I want you to grab your beer or your Chardonnay, grab your snacks, sit back and enjoy. But the reason for this video and the GoFundMe campaign is the live streaming is really, really expensive. And I didn't want to have you subscribe to something or pay a fee to sign up to watching curling. I want to bring curling to all the curling fans across Canada, the United States, and the world. So we're just asking everyone to go on the GoFundMe page and donate $10, $20 and help us do the live streaming for this weekend, next weekend, and if we raise more money, we can do live streaming at all other events too. So remember, stay safe out there, 6 feet apart, wash your hands, wear a mask, and go to the Stu Sells Instagram and tell me what you think about my funky new backsplash.
Stu, the host with the most, really appreciate his support of curling and what he brings. Stu has invested a bunch into the streaming equipment, putting the coverage for this event. What we're looking for is any kind of help to help support paying for our production crew to show up to these events and bring this great coverage. Lori Eddy, Mary Chilvers, 2 girls in a game. Great to have you here today for this broadcast. Been a lot of fun.
Thanks, Jerry, for having us anytime. That was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sure was.
So Jennifer Jones, 8-3 winners over Thea Coburn. Jones improves to 2-1, I believe. Coburn 1-1 now. Both still alive for the playoffs here at the KW Granite Club. This has been the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard. We'll be back at 8:30 Eastern. Glenn Howard taking on John Epping in an exciting men's action game here. Looking forward to it. Until then, everyone take care.
Hey fellow curling fans, it's Stu.
When I sweep with the Gold Line Fiber Light, I feel like I'm sweeping on TV.
That's
I can,
right.
yeah.
More surface area, better results.
Oh.
It's that easy.
It's
That easy. You need to sweep for weight?
You need to sweep with this.
Yeah.
Now, every time I curl, people ask
Okay,
me,
Lee.
what are you sweeping with?
Okay.
What are you
Have
sweeping
a good
with?
drink.
What are you sweeping with?
It's a gold line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a gold line.
It's a Gold Line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Firehouse Subs has so many delicious quality subs. There's something for everyone. But the one that started it all more than 25 years ago was the Hook and Ladder. Piping hot and piled high with freshly sliced smoked turkey breast, honey ham, melted Monterey Jack, and loaded with the freshest toppings on a toasted roll. Try the Hook and Ladder today to find out why everyone keeps coming back again and again. The Hook and Ladder. One bite and you'll be hooked. Visit firehousesubs.ca to order online.
Hey guys, I'm so excited about our new listing for the Stu Sells team. We are in our home turf, the Junction, and we are bringing this phenomenal semi to market. It's a corner lot with a huge side yard. It's got 3 bedrooms up, 1 bedroom in the basement, 2 full bathrooms, spectacular brand new hardwood floors, gorgeous kitchen, brand new 2-piece on the main floor, full finished rec room. You can have a family room, home office, above grade windows, nice and bright, separate entrance at the back. This home is awesome. We also have parking in the back. But look, we're in the Junction. The Sweet Potato is just right there. All the stores, funky shops in the Junction. And now with Cafe TO, they've all gone out in the streets with really cool patios. So you can go to Noto's patio and have Italian. You can go to the Alpines patio and get some great food. And everything's walking distance. And also, don't forget to give us a call if you want your Stu Says Slow Down sign. Stay safe and scrub your hands and support our frontline workers. So go to stusells.ca. You can see all the photos, the video, and then give me, Stu, a call and come for a personal tour.